Hey guys, and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to talk about Star Citizen Alpha 2.6 that is right around the corner and the next major update for Star Citizen. We're going to go over some of the confirmed features as well as some of the expected ones and talk about a few other possibilities too. So with 2.6 Alpha, the big thing, Star Marine. So this is the competitive, tactical, team-based sort of like FPS action side of the game, the arcadey style that we were promised in 2015 on March. So we can expect a similar lobby system to that of Arena Commander. I suspect a bit more improved where you can jump straight into a game or grab some friends and join together. But the idea here is to jump into a quick first-person shooter game team play match, being able to jump in quickly, possibly some form of matchmaking and MMR system. We'll have to wait and see if they do something like that, or if the first implementation is just going to be it puts you in a game with other people randomly. There's also a new custom arena for ground and zero-G based combined combat. So, we saw Gold Horizon a little while ago, and I suspect that at least for the first implementation of the game, this is different from that. I mean, it's possible that this is a finished, polished Gold Horizon, brought up to date with the new standards of things, but I suspect that they've just got another level that they'd already made, and that's what we're going to be playing for the first implementation of Star Marine, just that single level. They've also remastered the first-person shooter weapons. Now, we've seen some of the work they've done on the new weapon models, bringing them up to date, making them look absolutely awesome, but I would also expect better-looking weapons. I would expect to see gadgets, new armors, new weapons, grenades, all making their way into Star Marine, even at the initial stage. There's also improved movement and controls both in the ground and in zero-G, so hopefully there's not too much control changes or moving around. That annoys me the most. But an important part of why Star Marine wasn't released in March of last year was a mixture of the network code not being up to scratch for exactly what they wanted, and the way that the characters moved and juked. So in 2.6, one of the features that was listed was that improved movement, and I would expect much more fluid movements from the characters, much better animations from reloading to strafing, as well as some extra kind of things such as leaning, which we've seen a little bit of, where you can actually lean around the corner and you'll follow the target round, vaulting and that sort of thing. The former we've seen there in ATV. So the network code with 3.0 in the future, we're expecting to see a big overhaul of the network code. But what does this mean for 2.6? Well, I do expect that they're going to tighten up the current systems for Star Marine and Arena Commander, but I suspect because it's on a smaller scale and lacks 24 ships flying around, that this is going to have a fantastic effect on the servers. So expect relatively good performance when playing, at least when compared to the mini persistent universe, which is server bound performance wise at the moment. And one of the other big, possibly quite understated things is that it was mentioned that there are new avatars, characters, improved models. This was quite vague, but it could be the first implementation of character creation, or at least more options of what characters to choose, and may, very possibly, have the female model to choose from as well. I suspect that will be dropped with 2.6, which will be absolutely awesome. Don't quote me, but I hope and suspect that that's the case. At the very least, I would also expect to see some better loadout options as well. Obviously, when we jump into Star Marine, I would expect there to be some form of loadout screen. I think there was one teased a long time ago by accident. Expect an evolution of that. It, however, is unlikely that we're going to see any form of combined arms fighting like we saw in the 3.0 demo in Star Marine. It's going to be ground-based combat. It's going to be on a space station or wherever it is, FPS style. So don't expect spaceships or vehicles while fighting there. I suspect that's all going to be held for the mini persistent universe, or at least 3.0. I always hope to be proved wrong though. Satterball as well. That's not going to be in the 2.6 release. It will be coming eventually, but not for the initial Star Marine drop. Arena Commander is also getting some love in 2.6 as well. We're going to see improvements to the SCM flight and combat mechanics. I would expect to see a rebalance of weapons and ships, most likely a big meta change, putting towards the need to manage power and shields more, exactly what systems you pick, and there being a larger range of loadouts which are going to be viable. I do expect the combat to be a bit more fluid and dynamic. I suspect there to be tightened up network code, although not a major change to that sort of thing. But I do expect to see some pretty good improvements in the Arena Commander battles that we currently have. They're also implementing some improved cameras. Now, these cameras should hopefully mean some more choices on how to view your ship or player, but also give us better spectator options, maybe. It was also briefly mentioned that this should help content creators, so I am looking forward to whatever they add and whatever that brings. Gameplay improvements. So there's going to be various gameplay improvements and optimizations, as well as an asteroid slalom race added to around Grimhex. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be an instanced Arena Commander race in the first drop, or if it's going to be in the mini persistent universe using the racing kiosk in Grimhex, or both. But new maps and that sort of new gameplay always excites me, and it's possible that these races might be weapons on as well, which Destruction Derby-esque fight racing is always pretty cool. Talking about maps, there's also a new multiplayer deathmatch arena for Arena Commander. I have no idea what it is. It's possible that it's an evolution of the yellow asteroid field in Arena Commander in some form, but all I know is that it's about time that they're adding some extra Arena Commander maps. REC or REC. So this is the currency that's going to be used in Star Marine and Arena Commander. That's all REC based. And I suspect there will be a lot of items to spend your REC on for both Star Marine and Arena Commander for 2.6. I'm expecting grenades, gadgets, lots of first-person shooter weapons, lots and lots of things like additional armors, those remastered weapons, but also in Arena Commander, I suspect we'll have more ship weapons, more equipment, ships, that sort of stuff that we can all rent with REC, just more of them. As we get more implementation of that Item 2.0 system, which I suspect will be even further implemented in 2.6, because it's supposed to be almost, if not fully implemented, when 3.0 comes out, we're going to see more and more items available for REC, more and more items available for purchase in the store. And what is a Star Citizen update without the release of some more flight-ready or some hangar-ready ships? And 2.6 is no different. So we're going to see the flight-ready Herald, which is the small fast info runner by Drake. There isn't likely to be much extra gameplay for the ship at launch. Those mechanics just aren't in yet to be an info runner, but expect to see it obviously flying around, probably racing because it's going to be quite a nippy ship, and a little combat for it as well. But I suspect that it could have some little extra bits that I'm aware of. It may have some equipment that might be useful in 2.6 and 3.0, even before that info running and similar mechanics have been implemented. There's another ship as well, the Vanguard Hoplite. So this is a dropship variant of the Vanguard that I didn't know about. It's apparently present in Squadron 42, and I assume it will be on sale with lifetime insurance once 2.6 launches, but also flyable in-game. It has a different ramp compared to the other Vanguards, and its purpose, its interior module, is that of a dropship. I suspect a lot of people will be talking about how this compares to the Redeemer. I don't really know. I do, however, suspect that the Redeemer is more of a forward-facing gunship than the Hoplite, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know what equipment the Hoplite's going to have, but it is supposed to be a military contract ship, I believe, as it appears in Squadron 42, so keep that in mind. Now, a couple of maybes. The Caterpillar has been getting a lot of love. So is Drake in general. Those Drake pipeline ships, they've been getting loads and loads and loads of work done to them, and we saw loads on the Caterpillar up until quite recently. I suspect that it could drop as hangar ready, possibly even flight ready for 2.6. I know it takes a lot of work to do those larger ships, but a lot of it looked complete to me. So we'll have to wait and see. That's a firm maybe. The flight ready Dragonfly as well. We saw it in the 3.0 demo. That Dragonfly looked pretty ready to go, in my opinion, and it could possibly drop as early as 2.6. It's possible that they're holding it back for 3.0 if it needs some extra work, but again, it's if it needs work. If it's ready, it's ready. If it's not, it's not. Dumpers Depot in game. So this is another maybe. We've seen it been added in 2.0, just to like the storefront, as it were, to Port Olisar. The purchase of items and weapons in-game using Alpha UEC is quite important. It allows players to test lots of stuff. It gets people wanting to play the game for longer periods of time in the mini persistent universe. And I suspect that Dumpers Depot could also possibly also have ships there as well, though we'll have to again wait and see. It might be possibly it goes to a different shop. It might go to Astro Armada or something like that. this economy aspect of the game is going to be incredibly important for 3.0, and I would expect them to want to test some bits and bobs for it. So, also, you don't want all the players playing Star Marine and Arena Commander. You do want them to be testing the mini persistent universe, so they need to probably interject something that's like, and this has been added to the mini PU, as well as Star Marine and Arena Commander getting lots of love. So we'll have to, again, as I said, and that's kind of my catchphrase, we'll have to wait and see, but I do suspect that Dumpers Depot might be put in there as well. So, launch day. I estimate, and it is purely my guesstimation, it to be an early October release. We're going to get 3.0 by the end of the year, and in between now and then, 2.6 will be released to live. I would very much expect it to go to live at CitizenCon, so that's the 9th of October, with it going to the Evocati, maybe first wave PTU testers, a bit before that. But please check out my CitizenCon expectations video, coming soon, TM. I'll try and get it up between now and Sunday for some more info on that, and lots of other features and expectations for CitizenCon. And that's it for what I think is going to be in 2.6. Please tell me in the comments below if you think I've missed anything out, you think I've overestimated anything, like, no, this definitely won't be in, and what you're hoping to be in 2.6, and possibly even 3.0. Why not just tell me? It'd be good. If you would also like the chance of winning an Argo MPUV, or in some cases a Star Citizen budget PC, please comment on any of our Star Citizen content until the end of September to be in for a chance to win one of those delicious prizes. Actually, don't eat them. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me. As to sharing your feedback, suggestions on any of my videos. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the verse.